Imagine a world where money loses its value overnight. Picture yourself waking up one morning to find that the currency you hold is worth less than the paper it's printed on. This is not a dystopian fantasy, but a harsh reality that has plagued nations throughout history. This is the stark reality of hyperinflation. Hyperinflation occurs when a country experiences very high and typically accelerating rates of inflation, causing the real value of the local currency to erode at an alarming rate. Prices skyrocket, savings become worthless, and the economy spirals into chaos. It's a catastrophic economic event that can cripple nations and shatter lives. Imagine going to the store and finding that the price of bread has doubled overnight, or that your life savings can no longer buy a week's worth of groceries. The social fabric of society begins to tear apart as people lose faith in their financial system. In the 20th century, both Germany and China experienced the horrors of hyperinflation. In Germany, the Weimar Republic saw its currency, the mark, become virtually worthless in the early 1920s. People needed wheelbarrows full of money just to buy basic necessities. In China, the late 1940s saw similar scenes as the nationalist government struggled to control runaway inflation. Their stories, though separated by geography and circumstance, offer valuable lessons about the importance of sound economic policies and stable governance. Both nations eventually took drastic measures to stabilize their economies. Germany introduced a new currency, the Rentenmark, which helped restore confidence. China, after the Civil War, saw the establishment of the People's Republic, which implemented sweeping economic reforms. Today, both Germany and China have learned from their past and have become economic powerhouses. Their experiences serve as a stark reminder of what can happen when economic policies fail, and the importance of maintaining a stable and robust financial system. The lessons from their histories are not just academic, they are vital for any nation striving to avoid the pitfalls of hyperinflation. As we look to the future, understanding the causes and consequences of hyperinflation is crucial. It reminds us that economic stability is not guaranteed and must be actively maintained. By studying the past, we can better prepare for the challenges that lie ahead, ensuring that the devastating effects of hyperinflation remain a distant memory rather than a looming threat. Germany emerged from World War I a defeated nation. The war had left the country in shambles, with its cities in ruins and its people demoralized. The soldiers who returned home found a nation that was vastly different from the one they had left behind. The devastation was not just physical, but also deeply psychological, affecting the very fabric of German society. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, imposed crushing reparations on the German people. This treaty was meant to ensure that Germany would never again pose a threat to world peace. However, the terms were so severe that they crippled the German economy. The reparations demanded were astronomical, and the German government was left with no choice but to comply. The treaty not only demanded financial reparations, but also territorial concessions and military restrictions, further weakening the nation. These payments, intended to cover the costs of the war, placed an immense strain on the German economy. Factories that had once been bustling with activity now struggled to stay open. Unemployment rates soared, and the average German citizen found it increasingly difficult to make ends meet. Long lines for basic necessities became a common sight, and the sense of despair was palpable. The economic hardship was not just a temporary setback, it was a prolonged period of suffering that affected every aspect of life. Struggling to meet its obligations, the German government made a fateful decision. It started printing more money. This move was intended to ease the financial burden, but it had disastrous consequences. The value of the German mark plummeted, leading to hyperinflation. Prices skyrocketed, and what little savings people had were rendered worthless. The sight of people carrying wheelbarrows full of money just to buy a loaf of bread became a stark symbol of the economic chaos. The hyperinflation crisis eroded public trust in the government and created a fertile ground for political extremism. The social fabric of Germany was tearing apart, and the seeds of future conflict were being sown. At first, printing more money seemed like a solution. It allowed the German government to pay its debts and provide temporary economic relief. However, this quick fix had disastrous consequences. As more money flooded the economy, its value plummeted. Prices soared, and soon Germans needed wheelbarrows full of cash just to buy bread. Hyperinflation ravaged German society. Savings were wiped out and the middle class was decimated. People watched in despair as their life savings became worthless. The social fabric of the nation began to unravel, creating an environment of uncertainty, fear, and desperation. Section 5. China's turbulent times, warlords, and a fragmented nation. While Germany grappled with the aftermath of World War I, China faced its own turmoil. The fall of the Qing dynasty in 1912 led to a period of political fragmentation. Warlords controlled different regions, each vying for power. This instability had a devastating impact on the Chinese economy. Section 6. The Dragon's currency crisis. Too much money, too little value. With no strong central government, China lacked control over its currency. Warlords printed their own money, flooding the market and fueling inflation. The situation worsened as external pressures mounted. Foreign powers, eager to exploit China's weakness, manipulated exchange rates and further destabilized the economy. Section 7. Social unrest and suffering. China's hyperinflation agony. Hyperinflation wreaked havoc on Chinese society. Prices skyrocketed, making basic necessities unaffordable for ordinary citizens. Hunger and poverty became widespread. The social unrest and suffering caused by the economic crisis further deepened the political divisions, pushing the nation closer to the brink. Section 8. Two nations, similar struggles, comparing the hyperinflation experiences. Though separated by geography and specific circumstances, the hyperinflation experiences of Germany and China share striking similarities. Both nations faced extraordinary challenges, Germany with post-war reparations and China with political fragmentation. Both resorted to printing money as a quick fix, only to trigger runaway inflation and economic collapse. Section 9. The importance of stable money, lessons from Germany and China. The hyperinflation sagas of Germany and China underscore a fundamental economic truth. Stable money is crucial for a healthy society. When a currency loses its value, it undermines the very foundation of economic activity. People lose faith in the system and commerce grinds to a halt. Section 10. The perils of ineffective governance, a tale of two hyperinflations. The experiences of Germany and China also highlight the dangers of ineffective governance. In both cases, political instability and poor decision-making exacerbated the economic crises. Without strong, responsible leadership, nations are ill-equipped to navigate challenging times and prevent economic disasters. Section 11. The human cost of economic chaos, a reminder from history. The hyperinflation stories of Germany and China serve as stark reminders of the human cost of economic chaos. Behind the statistics and economic jargon lie the stories of real people, families struggling to survive, individuals watching their dreams crumble, and societies teetering on the brink of collapse. Section 12. Conclusion, learning from the past, building a better future. The hyperinflation sagas of Germany and China offer valuable lessons for us all. These periods of extreme economic instability were marked by skyrocketing prices, plummeting currency values, and widespread financial hardship. Citizens faced daily struggles to afford basic necessities, and the social fabric of these nations was severely tested. They remind us of the importance of sound economic policies, the dangers of reckless government spending, and the need for strong, accountable leadership. During these times, governments were forced to make difficult decisions, often under immense pressure. Economists and policymakers had to navigate uncharted waters, seeking solutions to stabilize their economies and restore public confidence. The lessons learned from these experiences are invaluable for today's leaders and decision-makers. By learning from the mistakes of the past, we can strive to build a more stable and prosperous future for all. Today, both Germany and China have emerged as economic powerhouses, demonstrating resilience and the ability to overcome adversity. Their journeys from hyperinflation to economic stability serve as powerful reminders of what can be achieved through perseverance, innovation, and effective governance. As we move forward, it is crucial to remember these lessons and apply them to current and future challenges. By fostering a culture of responsible economic management and prioritizing the well-being of all citizens, we can create a world where prosperity is shared and opportunities are accessible to everyone. Let us honor the past by building a better future, one where economic stability and growth are not just goals but realities for all.